What is going on, guys? I don't know if I'm quite at the stage of being able to tell you guys how to make aged wood, but I'm going to show you me making aged wood. And if it's what you're looking for, then I guess I can tell you how to make aged wood. It is so bright in our backyard now. There is like no trees. The neighbours got rid of a few of their bushes. And when the sun hits all the fencing, it's very bright. My eyes. So there is multiple ways of doing it. There's multiple woods. The results at the end of it are always going to be different depending on what kind of wood you have. Hardwood, softwood, medium, hardwood. Also, I don't do a lot of work with wood, but I'm trying to make some doors for the animal room. So we are learning slowly, little bits at a time. Now, you can do everything that I'm about to do by hand. It'll just take way longer. I've been fortunate enough for friends to lend me some tools. I got lent a thicknesser down there and a table saw, and I brought a little jointer. I don't know where it is. It's over there somewhere. First of all, you're gonna need some wood. And this is the original piece of wood, and this is what we've been turning it into, and this is what it'll look like in the end. Obviously, you can do the same tricks with different varnishes, with different wood, different amounts of burnt to, lightly burnt, heavily burnt, just grazed. There's so many variables with just these skills that you can make a million different looking pieces of wood. Actually, I'll show you some of the other ones. All right, so this is the look we're going for. Old, weathered. All right, this strip here, we had to trim them down so it would fit the gap nicely. This is the look what we're going for, and these are a couple of the trials, different stains and everything. And then these were full pieces that we tried doing. Now, unfortunately, the sun is in the wrong spot because this one here looks absolutely dope. It's just not the look we're going for. This one looks cool, very patchy. This one was the first one we did. So I'm considering that was the first one. It looks pretty good. Basically, every single one of these started off looking like this. Now, if that's the stain color you want, you can stain it whatever color you want, but these, that is what we're going for there. And I think it'll look dope on a door, on a light colored shed. We might have to change the frame from metal to wood. We'll definitely be painting the frame black just to kind of make it not so industrial, but yeah. So I'll run you through the process of it, and then basically it is just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Like, it takes time. So let's go do our first one, because I've still got heaps of wood to do. Yeah. All right, so first things first. All right. I'm not 100% sure the best way to go about this for your project, but you can cut them to, if you're running tight on materials, you can cut them to length, then do this. I've cut mine roughly to length, just so at the end of it, if I do want to move these holes, 100 mil up or 100 mil down, just so they line up a little bit nicer with the other pieces, or space them out so they're all completely jagged. I've given myself an extra bit of room so I can do that. And if it is like ours, you could have a painted side, you can remove the paint or you can leave the paint. That's really up to you. But if you've got any drips on the sides of your stuff, get rid of it, smooth it up, give it a quick sand, and then comes the fun part. You can either get attachments for grinders or you can get attachments for drills. Really, that is up to you and your budget and how much time and effort you want to put into it. I've spent a little bit of money trialing and erroring things, but I ended up basically, we've gone with this one. Being on the grinder, it gives you a little bit more grunt, a little bit more speed than going into the drill. But if you want to do smaller things and it's not a huge project, then you are probably going to be fine with this. Is how we are distressing our wood. I'm not huge on safety, but I will say do not ever use a wire wheel without safety glasses. These things send off, not one of these is loose. The wire wheel consists of wire, and now when this is spinning really quickly and it launches it off, they are like mini darts and they will hurt. If they go into your eye, it sucks. No, sorry, it would suck. I don't know what it feels like because I always wear safety glasses. Yeah, back in my metalworking days, I don't do that either because it sticks in your hand and it hurts. Let me go find an extension cord and we shall get going. It's also probably best to wear other protection and stuff, but you wear a mask. Do as I say, not as I do. Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your wood, you're gonna get your wire wheel, and you are just gonna go to town. Hang on a minute. This is the wrong piece of wood. It's an imposter piece. We're getting rid of this. We're starting another one. Not as soft. I was trying to figure out why that was coming out so easily. So basically, with this sort of stuff here, the look that I'm going for, I don't really want these. So instead of picking them out and just creating the splits either end, I just gouge it out with the wire wheel, and it turns out pretty good most of the time. Takes me about 10 minutes each plank, but that is because we're taking out some big chunks. Right around here, we're really trying to get this to look very, very weathered. Now that might not work for you because you're actually making a door. I'm making a door, but didn't explain that very well. I am making a door, but this is not the support. It doesn't matter if there's gaps in it. If this is breezy, the animal room is still super well insulated because I'm just using these as a skin. Getting attached to this cool room panel. This is 75mm thick cool room panel. So this is not at all how to make a structural door or anything. This is just aging the wood. And then I'm gonna stick these and screw them into this. And this is what's gonna insulate the room. This is just a look that we're going for. There's no structural anything to this. I can go as thin as I want. It can rot as fast as it wants. It's got 15+ mil to go through before you'll start seeing the white. So this thing can rot as much as it wants. And by the time it rots through to here, either I've made it big on cryptos and I've moved somewhere else, or we can come back and redo it. There is other steps of prepping your wood and other stuff if you are gonna make a structural door, but we're just aging it at the moment. Once you've done de-stressing your wood and figured out where you wanna go, you can have a quick look over it, and then, like I said, you can get your drill and just do little spots if you're not happy with certain areas. But usually the more unprepared and all over the place it is, this sort of stuff works. This sort of stuff works out better. Like if you look at the limestone on the walls, they're not all the same. They have different marks. They're facing different ways. They've got different holes. That's what makes that look cool. Different colors, different marks, obviously not huge different colors. The next step is probably my most favorite step because it's fire. So I went and picked up this the other day. It connects to a LPG bottle. And you don't need one this big. I've just always wanted one. And I looked up at the Big Green Shed, Bunnings, and they were only $80. Now I'm pretty sure they used to have only the good one, which is about $130. And I could never really justify paying $130 for something that I didn't need. But $80 for something that I do need, I can justify that. I'm not gonna go over how to use these things. If you don't know how to use one, you probably shouldn't be using one. Now, if you are a kid, I highly recommend not doing this by yourself. Don't go steal your dad's or your mum's stuff, because this can go wrong really quickly. All right, let's burn some wood. Basically, what you're gonna want to do, I normally have this on a piece of metal to do this, but the piece of metal's over there and I'm lazy. Maybe move the lighter, huh? So what you want to do is just give it a quick char, and yeah, you obviously don't need one like this. You don't need one so aggressive. You can make them, but you can also get little ones that'll work. Obviously with a little one, it'll take a little bit longer. You could just burn it, so have like a flame underneath it and burn it like that, but that's not really what, I mean, It's basically the same thing. It's just that you can't really direct or see what you're doing. So this just makes it a little bit nicer. So let's do this one and see what it looks like. I'll give you a quick example while I have you here. Pine and this stuff. This is pine unsanded, right? That looks sick. That came out so well. It takes 2 seconds. If you ever build anything out of it, multiple people do this. It's bloody Kenan's favorite thing to do. I recommend he hit it with a wire brush a few times, because that is textured there. I hit that with the wire brush, and you can, without even it burnt, there's different layers there. I want to see what this thing looks like burnt. That is so bloody cool. So not only is it burnt, but it's also textured as well. So it really brings out these differences. All right, let's do another one. That's so easy. If you are doing pine, pine is way easier to work with, although you'd want to use thinner wire wheels, because, sorry, not thinner, but softer wire wheels, because you will chew out your material very quickly. But pine, you can hit it with one of these and it'll look sick. Also, if anyone wants one of these lighters, you can buy them. I have a few. Hit me up, I need money. So once you've got your burnt sort of worn look, I like to make the deeper spots a little bit darker. This obviously was old decking. It was painted and stained. Oh look, this is what I was talking about. This is what the wire wheel throws out. Owies. So there is filling, there is old, where they've filled in holes and gouges. There's some paint and stuff that's seeped through, and some old stuff in here. That doesn't bother me, because you will not notice that in the stain. And if you are concerned at all about having something like this showing up in your looks, you can just come through and scratch it, get rid of it, hit it with a little bit of a shoop shoop, and then give it a quick little burn over, because it's not the searing that does that, it's the quite a bit of heat over time. So if you go over that, it'll disappear. Now, once you've got it here, you have to varnish it. Now, I'm not going to varnish at the moment, because I still need to prepare a whole bunch of these. So I think I'm going to go prepare some of these, and then we shall varnish one of these later. Varnish? Sorry, not varnish. Stain. We shall stain one of these later. If it goes too long, like I have a feeling it always ends up like that, I might break this into 2 parts. So once you've gotten it here, final color that you want is really up to you. I can't tell you how to do that. I can't tell you the magical numbers and mixes. You can do whatever you want. Some people use a grey wash, some people use a white wash, some people run over this, do a dry black. there's a million ways you can finish this. I highly recommend you go search other people's videos. At the moment, I've got some tools. I went with this option and I'm really digging this option. So we're gonna have to prepare a few more boards and we'll stain it later. And like I showed you at the start, there is multiple different stains you can do and they'll come out multiple different ways. Then you can do 2 coats, you can do 3 coats, you can mix your coats. There's a billion different formations of color. You can sand this, you can do all kinds of things, but this is the look that we wanted to go with and it's the look that we've come up with. And honestly, I spent a whole week learning how to do this, learning how to plane, learning how to thickness, and rubbing the boards down to almost flat just to realize that I don't even want to use that side. I want to use this side. So it's basically just learning and practicing, trial and error, and eventually you'll get something that you're like, you know what, I really like that. And I'm glad we did end up finding it. Although I think it had a little bit to do with we couldn't be bothered trialing and erroring anymore because I spent a whole week trialing and erroring things. So yeah. I'll let you know how this doll goes at the end. Take it easy, stay awesome, and remember, you cannot fail. Well, this is a bit disappointing. Turns out I've completely counted somewhere very, very wrong.